Hey, thanks for tuning in to the Crush Your Trading Recap Show for Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. And we keep crushing it. Today we had $3,167 trading the Crush It Trading Strategy. If you want to learn this strategy, you need to check the room out. And I'll tell you what, if you have been read or have not been able to figure this trading thing out for the last 3 months, 6 months to a year, or even 2 years if you're still trading, you need to check out the Crush It Trading Room. I promise you, you're going to like it. We teach the Crush It Trading Strategy, and we get setups every single day. I think today we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 setups on the tickers that we watch. And you know what? It's cash flow. It's daily cash flow. So if you want to figure out how to become a profitable trader and quick, check us out. It's only $79 per month for life. This offer goes to the end of the year and will never happen again. So just try 1 month for $79. It's not that expensive. Give it a shot, and you know what? What's the worst case scenario? You can cancel. But to tell you the truth, I don't think that you will, because this strategy really does work, and it doesn't take a lot to learn. All right, enough of that. Let's get into the trade. The trade of the day was, there it is, NVIDIA, $3,167. So today, my sentiment was just to chill out. I really wasn't going to rush into anything. Maybe a lot of it had to do with the fact that I didn't have a good night's sleep last night, and so I was just kind of like putting myself in check. I didn't want to jump into trades. And so I told myself right away, psychologically, that I am not going to be jumping into trades. If I don't get a trade today, I was totally down with that. So I was just chilling out this morning, waiting for something to take place. And if it didn't, that was fine. And then NVIDIA happened. Okay. And you can see NVIDIA out of the open to the downside. I was looking for a continuation. I was going back and forth between NVIDIA and Tesla. I thought, well, maybe Tesla. And actually, Tesla had way more setups than NVIDIA. And I know today a lot of people made a lot of money in Tesla to the downside. So like I said, I fell into NVIDIA here, and you can see it was forming this bear flag right here, this kind of wedge pattern. And I was waiting for it to break to one side or the other. I did like the fact that we were trading under VWAP here. And you can see that we did finally break this wedge on the one. We had kind of a retest here. And then I seen the 9 EMA and the Bollinger Bands starting to line up here. And that's where I got into the trade, right here in this retest to the bottom of the candle at 941, and took this all the way down to the crush it zone. That was my plan, to the crush it zone. I did hang on to a few trailers here that I stopped myself out at the 0.618, but that was my trade, $3,167. I did take a little bit of a trade on Tesla, like 5 contracts. And let me see if I can get into that here. So the same thing on Tesla. I kind of had this wedge pattern right here. We did have this retest here. This candle moved fast. Now, if you were watching Tesla, we had VWAP, top of the Bollinger Bands. We had the 50-day moving outside the Bollinger Bands, so a nice trend to the downside. But this candle snapped fast, and so I wasn't able to get in here, and I wasn't going to get in down here because I didn't know if we were going to move off this wedge to the upside here. But we did end up failing, and as we got below the crush it zone here, once again, I was just a little iffy on it. I didn't feel comfortable with it. So I only took a few contracts, and I think I made a few $100s on this one here. Just below the crush it zone here, I got out. So that was my Tesla trade. Nothing big, but I wanted to show you that. And now let's get into the watch list and see what took place here. Once again, when I say it was kind of slow, it's like nothing really out of the open. A lot of times we get our trades at about 10 o'clock, 10:15, 9:50. So I guess it's fair to say between 9:50 and 10:15. But nothing was really setting up. I didn't have anything on AMD. I wasn't interested in this one at all. I really didn't take the time to try to trade AMD. Neither did Amazon, but Amazon did have a decent setup off the crush it zone, a winning trade to the zero line. And you did have a couple trades here off the crush it zone. So technically, I'm showing one, but we technically had 1, 2, maybe 3 trades. But on top of the crush it zone there, we have the previous all-time high, which is another good indicator that we're going to get a move to the upside. Now, you see, if you'd have taken it later on in the day, you'd have had to hang on to it for a better part of the day. And I am not a babysitter. I don't like to babysit my trades. The way I trade is momentum. I want to get in, get out, and be done for the day and do other things. Here's Meta. Once again, off the crush it zone here, we had a nice, was it 4.39 risk to reward ratio on Meta, and then your bonus trailers right here, you'd have gotten a little extra out of it. Kind of spready, but you know what? Still a nice winning trade. I was done trading for the day by the time 11:30 hit. Apple. So I was kind of considering possibly taking Apple to the upside, but then I kind of reminded myself I'm not rushing into anything. I'm not going to get into any trades before 10 o'clock. And so I decided to bypass on Apple. Good thing I did. I didn't really get a setup there anyways. But Apple did get sort of a setup to the downside here. But once again, I wasn't interested in it. The two stocks I was mostly interested in was Tesla and NVIDIA. And you can see we had this nice setup on NVIDIA off the crush it zone of the 0.618 plus some all the way up to the 20-day. We had another one off the crush it zone right here. This one here on the 1 doesn't look the best, but if you look at it on the 10-second, we had a pretty good setup to the downside here on Tesla later on in the day. And then it had a nice little spike towards the end off the crush it zone again for a move to the upside. Now, I don't take these trades later in the day. I'm more or less just trying to show you that we did have quite a few strategies. Now, if your focus would have been just on Tesla today and you're an all-day trader, you could have made a lot of money just trading Tesla alone today. All right, that is the crush it trade strategy. If you don't make money trading and you want to learn how to make money trading, I'm serious. You need to get into the crush it trading room, figure this thing out. It's not that hard. I'm guessing after a few weeks of practicing with us, the crush it trading strategy, you should be proficient enough to go on your own and start trading the crush it trading strategy. So check us out. It's only $79 per month right now, limited time to the end of the year. It's never going to happen again. So with that said, you guys have a good night. Take it easy. We'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Thanks.